Hello students, hope you all are fine and healthy. Now today we will be discussing about the topic you can see already written in the board, that is the failure of Germany in the First World War. Since we are already going into the chapter, that's why I have not written separately about the First World War. Now we all know that Germany started the war with a good pace, and initial years of the First World War was in the side of Germany. But there were several reasons which led the decline or the failure of Germany in the First World War. Today we will be discussing about that. Now here I have chalked out 6 prominent points about the failure of Germany in the First World War. Now the first one is lack of manpower. German manpower was not sufficient. In the early years, Germany fought very well. Their youth joined the war and they fought with all their efforts. But Ludendorff, the German general, once written that the 5 years of the World War, the first four years, the German was in the winning side. But due to the lack of manpower, the German people or the Germany as a country lost the war. The main reason behind this lack of manpower was the several crises that was taking place inside the country, which led the loss of interest among the youth to join the German army and go to the war. Now the second point is lack of resources. The first point and the second point are quite interrelated. There were famines taking place, there were lack of jobs, price hikes, inflations, lack of resources in every aspect, whether it is food or in the industries. The mines were not, bringing out the minerals in sufficient amount. So these caused a huge financial, or I must say a socio-economic pressure on the society. A vast amount of people, especially the youths, became jobless. So they lost interest to go into the war and fight for the country because the country was not looking after them at all. That led to the decline of Germany also. The next one is lack of strategy. The German army, especially the German military generals, lacked their strategy in compare with the British one. When they needed to go all out against the French and the British, because some point of time the French and the British were very cornered. They were very cornered by the German army. That was the time when Ludendorff army should have pushed forward all out. But they did not take that step. What did they do? They waited for the time. They took the opportunity in a very casual way. That gave the French and the British people a huge chance to bounce back. And eventually, Germany lost the battle. The next one, lack of mobility. This one also is very much interrelated with the third point. How come? No, lack of mobility, the pace which were needed, the agility which were needed, the movement of the spies, espionage system which were needed in the First World War, that was not up to the mark for the German people. I must say, for the German army. The German espionage system was far below the quality than the British and the French. There were some points of time when inside the France a civil war was taking place. The French army were protesting against the French society, French government. That was the time when the German army should have attacked France and went all out to win the battle. But no, they lacked it. They missed it. Why? Because the German espionage system was not that much agile. So this can also be an important cause behind the decline of Germany in the First World War. Next one is geographical problem. Yes, it was a major problem. Without any doubt, it was a major problem. If you are familiar with the world map, you can easily locate that Germany is a landlocked country, even today also. Whereas France, England, the opponents, having a vast coastline, and they had a very strong navy. So what these two country opponent of Germany, that is Britain and France, did? Britain blocked the northern sea through which the Poland side Germany could move into the sea, and France blocked the Mediterranean region. So they were already landlocked. The little bit of chance they had, that means German people or German army, they had to go into the sea to avail their navy, that also they had lost. In compared with their another opponent, Russia, the landmass was also very small. So when the battle was going on in a very, very peak, at the epitome of the intensity, at that point of time, Russia could manage, but Germany could not. That is an important reason why Germany failed in the First World War. Last but not the least, lack of leadership. Most of the German leaders were belonging from the aristocrat society, a particular nobility society. Autocratic society was still present in Germany. Kaiser William, we have already studied that when we have started the First World War. On the other hand, the England and France army generals were far more qualified and they are more liberal. France and England already had tasted the democracy, liberty and other worldwide ideologies which had changed several countries. Many leaders had came from the stage of very common people. Someone belonging from an agricultural background, or someone from a very much college student. But that's why these people, the leaders of England and France, were far more intelligent, far more far-sighted. On the other hand, the German people could not fathom the depth of the intensity of the First World War. They were very much rigid. They were following the buffalo policy, that is going into a straight way, putting the head down and go into straight way. But England and France army, the generals followed the bull policy. That means a more intelligent policy than a buffalo policy. So these are the major causes that led to the decline of Germany in the First World War. That is for the today, and we will be discussing about our next chapter in the next class. Hopefully you are using your mask in your home. Always wear the mask, stay inside the home, speak in English, converse in English with your parents, with your peers, study good kind of magazines, newspapers, watch good programs. It will not only increase your vocabulary but also help you in your future. May God bless you.